In this episode, I'm going to provide a mid-month breakdown on what I've earned and profited from playing Atlas Earth for 16 months now, as well as there are some interesting things going on behind the scenes at Atlas Earth that we're not quite aware of, but they've been dropping hints here and there lately. If this sounds interesting to you, please stand by. Hey, all you Atlas Earthlings. Once again, Bronze Dragon coming at you saying thanks for dropping by. As always, I appreciate the time you spend with me. I wanted to mention right up front that in case you didn't know, we do have a weekly live stream dedicated towards Atlas Earth. It is here on YouTube at noon Eastern time on Sundays. We have that every Sunday. Runs for about an hour to an hour and a half. It's usually a nice large crowd, and we always have a nice discussion, discuss what's been happening in Atlas Earth, what you've been up to, and also answer questions if you're relatively new and have some questions. It's always a pleasant crowd, so please stop by if you have the time. The second thing I wanted to mention is I have some people that support and are members of the channel, and I just wanted to say I really appreciate it. It does help me keep me going, and at the end of each episode I list people's names. So if you'd be interested in supporting the channel, please click the join button below the video. Okay, let's dive in. This is going to be an update because a few people have requested an update on my account last week. Haven't given one lately, so we're going to go into that. A few things right up front. One thing I found interesting that I found out today, I found that Atlas Earth changed the name of their YouTube page to the Atlas Games, and I found that very interesting. There's some things going on behind the scenes at Atlas Reality, aka Atlas Earth, or the makers of Atlas Earth. And I've heard some rumblings and some other things going on. We know the larger projects that are in works for the game. And Annalise has said that there's several projects in being developed at the same time. And she's also stated that she's not quite sure which one will be complete first. So we know this kind of thing, but we also know that Atlas Earth has really played it very close to the vest. I mean, I can understand not wanting to give out dates when things are going to go live, but they've really been kind of zipped lips lately as far as any information or data coming out. So this has me really puzzled and wondering what's about to occur. This feels like a fuse is burning and something's about ready to explode in Atlas Earth. So I hope it's something good. We know the impending changes to the game, and everybody feels a little bit differently about that, but I feel that Atlas Earth is getting ready to be changed radically. So within the next few months, fingers crossed, things are going to change. But I felt I would mention this because it is maybe a sign of what's about ready to come. So let's go ahead and jump into my update. Okay, I'm going to try to bring you up to date pretty quickly, and then I also have 100 parcel turnover that I'm going to include at the end of this video. So if you like to watch parcels being turned over, I have been aiming for getting 100 parcels a month. And let me give you a brief not disclaimer, but back look at how I play if you're relatively new to this channel. I'm not paying for the Explorer Club. I do pay for the ladder challenges for the month, but it comes out of my incurred rent, what I earn off of the game. So I haven't really put any of my own money into the game. Of course, you can make the argument as soon as you withdraw rent, it's your money. So my way of playing is I remove my rent on a monthly basis. I go to PayPal and I put it into my PayPal savings. And then, as we know, the subscriptions have to be on a charge card. So I do charge that to my regular bank charge card. But then I remove the $10 from my PayPal savings on a monthly basis to kind of keep that number accurate, to show you kind of what my quote unquote profit is from the game. Okay, so I wanted to get that out of the way. Like I said, I'm not a person that puts a bunch of money into the game. In fact, everything I've put into the game is rent, and it's on about a $14 a month basis. So about $10 of that rent goes towards the subscription, and then about $4 of that is towards rent to Atlas Buck conversions to satisfy first couple of the ladder challenges, because they are pretty heavily weighted as far as points goes, so you get a lot of points out of a buck or two. So I like that. So right up front, I have made it to 1,450 parcels. Okay, and like I said at the top of the show, I am 16 months in, so you can kind of like look at your progress and compare. But everybody plays different, so don't really get hung up on numbers or anything like that. It's everybody finds a different groove and plays in the game, but this just happens to be where I am. And we'll take a look at the Atlas Earth calculator. But I'm pretty much, my averages are pretty much on. I'm a little bit ahead of average, above average on legendaries because I've been putting down LPUs, although I keep forgetting to put a couple down every time I go out because I've been going out. I have 4 mayorships and I've been going out to a 5th to try. I'm working on taking it over. And interesting story is I just put my last 25 down yesterday. Went over there. It's a shopping center. And when I got back, I checked the map, and it occurred to me that I hadn't checked my local mayorship where I live. And there's somebody that has not been active for quite a while that's now active. That's kind of creeping up on me. So I really have to take that into account. And I kind of wish I wouldn't have put the 25 down over there and put it down here. But I'm going to have to take that into account moving forward and start, beefing up my local area. Not that it's not beefed up because I'm at 675, right? And we're not talking a major town here. We're talking an area that is like a suburban area outside a major city, but not a major city. But most of the areas around here take quite a few parcels to take over. So it wouldn't be out of my viewpoint to have to go to like 800 for this, just like a steady step. So, but that's what I've been doing this week. This month, it's mid-month, and I bought my 100 parcels, which is my goal. And now I'm going to go into savings mode as long as this particular person in my main mayorship doesn't they had to buy an Atlas Buck package to sneak up on me that fast because there was like 100 in between us. So, and now there's less than 50. So either way, that's what I've been doing. I found that the challenge ladder, I'm complete with the challenge ladder for the month of August. And I completed it in 12 days. Not that I'm overall really worried about the amount of days I completed in, but I do like to have all those Atlas Bucks up front as fast as I can. Who doesn't, right? So that you can buy parcels and such. Now, one interesting occurrence happened this month. About a week ago, we had to take a trip for a personal reason, and I had some Atlas Bucks saved up, and I was going to go ahead and buy those 25 parcels, but I ended up spending them on 11 badges, really, what I had, because the trip was more than an hour away, and I was within 11 badges of scooping in on that 20% badge boost. So I'm like, why not? So while I was driving, I handed my phone to my wife and just told her to keep buying badges until we crossed the line, right? So one good thing this last week, I did cross the 20% mark as far as my flat boost. And if you're relatively new to the game and don't understand between an inactive and active boost, or the inactive boost would be a flat boost you get off your badges, I just made a video on it this past week, so check my video log, and you can understand that. But you need to do both boosts. But it does help, and I realized about an extra $25 on a yearly basis, going from 15% up to 20%. So your badges, don't forget about them. It definitely took me a while to go from 15% to 20% because I was just gradually buying them. One here or there, getting the free monthly badge for the challenge ladder and such. It just took me quite a while. Now I'm going to start accruing towards the 25, but I can foresee that taking quite a while because it takes, I've got all the badges in my area. I have to drive 45 minutes to an hour just to start encountering any new badges around here. So, but that's one of the things I talk about in that video this past week was that if you're going on a trip this summer, you're going on holiday or vacation, even if it's business or you're a driver or something like that, pick up those badges, because whenever you can pick up those badges, you're setting yourself up for a win down the road in Atlas Earth. Okay, so let's jump in. You can see that I passed that $450 mark. I'm at $459. We just got done with the super rent boost for this month, and I usually take money out on a monthly basis after, and sometimes 2 times a month, depending upon how much is in there, after each super rent boost, just to keep things going. Now, let's jump over to PayPal. So like I had mentioned a couple minutes ago, my strategy on where I'm putting my earnings, just to keep track of them. I'm at about 311 $150 as far as profit goes, what I classify as profit from Atlas Earth after 16 months. Now, the rest of that, about $150 somewhere. The rest of that was spent, like I said, on the monthly challenge ladder subscriptions since last November when they started, and also a few dollars worth of rent to Atlas Buck conversions on a monthly basis. So you can kind of get, after 16 months, $459 overall, about $311 of that's profit. And I've done videos on this in the past, but I feel like there's a very good dollar to Atlas Buck rate value in completing the challenge ladder on a monthly basis. I feel that the value is even greater on the challenge ladder than it is for the Explorer Club, which I'm not a member, and it's not a bad value. The Explorer Club is a better value dollar to Atlas Buck than just outright buying an Atlas Buck package. But I feel that the challenge ladder is even better value if you can complete it. Now, I still think it's a great value if you can complete 70% of it. Just from the Atlas Bucks you get back out of the $10 is much greater than what you would get if you just like bought some Atlas Bucks with that $10, right? But being able to finish that ladder and then also getting that legendary parcel upgrade is just the icing on the cake. I found that since they changed things around again on the ladder for the month of August, I was able to complete it with one extra day. The last 2 months I've completed in 11 days. This month I completed in 12 days. It's not, like I said, I wasn't like really out to speed run this. I know there are people that get on here in 1 or 2 days and complete it, whatever. I think that those people that do that are just like, they're bragging obviously, but they're also maybe increasing the odds that it becomes harder for everybody else. But with that said, I found that due to the way they changed things around this month, I went in and played more mini games this month due to the way they changed it to play instead of win. But I don't think it was necessarily that change that motivated me. It was the fact that I couldn't get to the way they had lined things up. I couldn't get to that Ant mission or the purchase parcel mission because they were, everything was behind a bunch of play mini game missions or challenges. So I had to go ahead and go through those. And on the plus side, I ended up saving money because I ended up doing more mini games, but I ended up doing less Ant missions, and I still did like 3 levels of surveys, but I didn't have to do that 4th level. Those are pretty heavily weighted. So I found I didn't necessarily find it harder this month. I found that the change was interesting. I think the change to play mini games instead of just win mini games. Obviously, they had, I think it's my thoughts. I don't have anybody that told me this, but it's my thoughts. They looked at the numbers on the back end and they saw that, people generally play certain amount of games to be able to get a certain amount of wins, and took the law of averages, right? So like instead of 4 wins, it's play 10. So I know myself, to get 4 wins, I probably had to play 8 or 10 games, right? But at the same time, they're also trying to up the amount of games people play because they're trying to increase the pots, because people are not happy with the pots now that people are the pots are dictated by how many ads we watch, right? So, and that goes back to the argument, the people who are really good at playing the games are really not liking this because the pots are down. They would rather pay the 2 Atlas Bucks. But before, a lot of people were complaining, and a lot of people probably like me didn't necessarily like paying the 2 Atlas Buck per mini game because it was just basically being given all to the people that are great at the game. And I was just playing to get through the challenges. So it's just kind of one of those things. You can't make everybody happy, but they are trying to make changes to make this better. It's also my feeling that they'll probably run this for a couple months and then look at the numbers on the back end, and they might change back. Who knows? So we'll see. Either way, I felt that I played more mini games this month, but there was less pressure because there's a lot of people just playing the games. They'd watch the ad, start the game, and just like do nothing. I think I encountered about 20% of people that were doing that. The rest of the people were actually playing. If I was playing, I just actually played through my game, and I didn't do too bad this month. But like I said, I only play for the challenge ladder, and I don't go any past that because, frankly, that's just too much time for me. And you know my opinion on mini games. It's just kind of like pulling my hair out. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because it was a big change in how I completed my challenge letter for this month. Okay, wrapping this up. Everything's going pretty smooth. Like I said, I'm 50 parcels within hitting that 2 times multiplier here in the States. I'm planning on doing a video this coming week or two about actually crossing that border, because when you cross over, there is, there's this idea of, well, when you cross over 2 times multiplier, the whole idea is you don't have to worry about tier jumping anymore. But I'm here to tell you, I did the rough numbers right up front, and there is a significant rent decrease when you cross that 2 times multiplier, and there is a tier right there that until you actually cross that, you could encounter some your pay going down. Either way, that's in the coming month, but I'm taking a harder look at that now that I'm in that situation, so look forward to that. Now let's first of all, I want to say thanks for joining me. If you haven't left a like on the video, please. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I would appreciate it. Now, let's check out the 100 parcels and the rarities I got as I bought them for August. See you on the flip side.